What defines good gameplay? Every genre has different gameplay styles to focus on, and trying to grasp what aspects are good and what to ignore is probably the hardest thing for a developer to consider. Indie developers seem to have it the worst since they have to figure out how to make their game distinct but with access to such little resources. When a developer does gameplay correctly though, you could tell, and in that regard, Gunpoint hit the nail on the head. Developed and published by Suspicious Developments Limited, this deceptively named game is actually a 2D stealth game. The game was designed around a noir-style story, and is focused around navigating levels in order to complete an objective, somewhat akin to Mark of the Ninja. What makes Gunpoint different, however, is all the neat toys the game offers, paired with tight gameplay and a surprisingly harsh grading system. The meat at Gunpoint lies in its gameplay, and for a lack of a better description, it's incredibly satisfying. The main focus of the game is stealth infiltration into a facility, getting into an area inside to hack an objective, and then escaping the premises. The tools you have at your disposal are Inspector Gadget's bouncy shoes and the Crosslink, a long-range hacking device that lets you rewire circuitry to other matching circuits. Each level has various points of entry with benefits and repercussions, although you should keep in mind that everything dies in one hit, including you. At the end of each level, you're graded on your performance and you also receive payment, which you can then use for upgrades and toys as you progress through the plot. The beauty in Gunpoint's design though is that you don't actually need any upgrades or toys. Aside from the 2 tools you get during the tutorial, you could go through the entire game without investing in anything at all. Levels are also designed in a way to encourage variety in gameplay, allowing you to be a complete ghost or a rampaging psychopath that needs to turn someone's skull into a fine paste. There are also a number of perks to unlock that supplement the gameplay, allowing for more exhilarating tricks, daring stunts, and just generally entertaining things. Gunpoint also includes optional collectibles which flesh out the plot, branching side paths to see different sides of the story, and allows you to test out perks before buying them that also come with a little extra humor. Nothing about the gameplay feels trite when approached in this fashion, and as a result, everything about Gunpoint is tight and magnificently designed to where every aspect of the game serves to complement another part of the game. The art design of Gunpoint is also incredible. In terms of visuals, the game is rendered in a 2D semi-pixel art style with an incredible amount of detail put into what is on display. Everything in the game has little details to make it more visually appealing, like the distinct changes in building design depending on the level, or the visual distinctions between enemies and the player character. Everything runs with butter-smooth animations as well, though my chief complaint with the visuals is that the game feels a tad small, and I had to strain my eyes at times to figure out where everything is. The music in this game is outright amazing. Ryan Ike really captures the noir aspect of the game with his rendition of jazz. It sounds like it was taken from a spy movie or game, and it also renders different versions of each song for the hacking screen, or plot-centric dialogues for a more dynamic soundtrack. The writing in this game is okay. They capture the noir genre with a mix of soft corporate espionage and police corruption, though it's not really engaging so much as a buffer zone in between each level. While the plot isn't exactly enticing, the developers have a great sense of humor. Dialogue trees with goofy options that aren't obviously dumb manage to evoke some chuckles from me, and the game will break the fourth wall as well with the NPCs wondering why their guards are so fucking incompetent, or the devs outright telling you to stop doing such terrible things. The design aspects in this game were clearly never meant to be deep so much as evoke a fun gaming experience, and in that regard they succeeded with top accolades. Topping everything off is the game's engine, which is amazingly built. The system requirements are so minuscule that even a toaster operating on potatoes energy could run this thing, and it doesn't require much hard drive space either. The game always ran at a butter-smooth frame rate, and it never dipped even when I had more taxing programs running in the background, which is great if you ever load up this thing when you're bored doing other stuff. The game also natively boots in windowed mode and asks you what kind of resolution you want to play in, but you can't set and forget this option, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Otherwise, there are quite a few graphic and audio options, and even the ability to erase your save data if you want to start from scratch. There isn't controller support, and there's no way to customize controls on the keyboard and mouse, but in all honesty, the controls are so intuitive that I can't think of any other way to make them better. There's even a level editor, somewhat similar to Load Runner, if you want to make your own stages to challenge others. You can even blog and repost your ending on the developer's main site or Twitter if you want to be a total goofball. Overall, it's a very robust game engine with no striking flaws or glitches, which is incredible considering how incompetent some developers are when handling PC versions of their game. Gunpoint was such a refreshing game. While it had a somewhat short lifespan, the game facilitates so much replayability that you could clock a fair amount of time trying to speedrun everything. and there's even a challenge to prove that you're better than the developers at their own game. It's nice to see a legit, well-developed game made by people that want to make good video games rather than just make money. In case it interests you, there are 3 versions of the game depending on how much fluff you want, and there's even a demo if you're ever indecisive about buying it. Simply put, Gunpoint is a fantastic game. It caters to every facet of gamer without sacrificing anything in the process, and it offers a smooth and groovy ride that can be enjoyed by anyone. Just don't wear a Chilby hat when playing this. They're not cool.